Hello, I'm Charles. This is the Mets Weekly Update brought to you by Mets Rant. Alright, guys, so this is the very first episode of a new series I'm going to be doing throughout the season and off season called the Mets Weekly Update, which is going to be the start of the whole Mets Rant network of videos that hopefully I'll be producing soon. So basically, every week on Sundays, hopefully, I'm going to record after the afternoon game, Sunday night baseball game. I will be just not. I'll record it in the afternoon and have it uploaded before that game. But basically, Sunday night, every week, there will be an episode of Mets Weekly Update, which will go over the whole week of what happened to Mets baseball, and in the off season, do different things as well. So, anyway, let's get into this week. There's a lot happened. All right, so the Mets on Sunday got the horrible loss to the Washington Nationals, losing 23-5, losing Noah Syndergaard for the season. Big deal there, and they wanted to come out firing. And they took 2 of 3 from the Braves. Big outings. Curtis Granderson came back. Michael Conforto was solid. Everyone was hitting pretty much. Neil Walker was kind of steady, but overall it was a very good outing for the Mets in Atlanta. Coming out of that weekend against the Washington Nationals, everyone's really distracted by the Noah Syndergaard stuff. So it was good that the Mets were able to really just stay focused and defeat the Braves 2-3. Jacob deGrom looked shaky, but the Mets offense was really the highlight of the weekend, or of the week, sorry. They scored, I believe the statistic was they've scored 8 or more runs in the past 6 games or something like that. And, even though DeGrom had a shaky, I believe, 4 earned run average on that game, the Mets offense was able to really carry him. The bullpen has looked very solid. Today, actually, I'm recording this right after the game. Very tough loss, by the way, but we'll get into that in a second. Paul Sewald looked absolutely solid. He was through, I believe, 80 pitches in 24 hours. Only allowing 1 run, couple hits, but very solid outing for him. It was very good, and we're going to go into the weekend series a little bit more, because that one was really, started off really good. Friday and Saturday night, scoring a lot of runs. Really didn't matter what the outings were. I mean, Gesellman had a pretty good outing, allowing 3 earned runs over 5 innings. Not too bad. Something that you'll take most nights from Robert Gesellman as a 5th starter. 3 runs. Bullpen, just carried the rest of the game, not allowing a single run. I believe they had to get 16 outs. So very good from them, allowing no earned runs, and the Mets won that 11-3. So 11 runs. The unfortunate part of that game on Saturday was, of course, as Drew Cabrera it was tough to watch. It was a very brutal fall on his wrist, and then he rolled over on his thumb, and then he rolled over it to really. It hurt. It hurt a lot. But good news is on the MRI and X-rays both came out negative, so nothing is broken, nothing is strained, no damages done to the ligaments. So hopefully the next couple days he'll be coming back. Now I know something that after that game, Twitter kind of blew up. Everyone was thinking Rosario was going to be here for the game. I was very excited. Rosario, top 5 prospect in baseball. He looks ready. I mean, he's hitting 380 in Las Vegas, which is a hitter's park. But he just is hitting, and he's hitting well. And he's playing great defense. I mean, we can talk about the errors, but, I don't think that the errors are too big of a deal. He's just a great shortstop. But I think we have to take a step back and really think about Amed Rosario. And this guy, we want to be here for a long time. We want him to be the shortstop for the next 10 to 15 years. And if we were to make that move today, prematurely before Cabrera's MRI, it would have been good. We still would have lost the game. I think this game was just bound to lose. Adam Wilk coming in was, he did not look good, and the bullpen looked good. Besides Smoker, but the bullpen looked good overall, and really, Rosario needs to wait. He's just going to develop more in Vegas. He's ready, but it's really more of a money thing. The Rule 2, which I believe is in June, I don't know the date off the top of my head, but if they were to wait until June, then they would get an extra year of service, which is a big deal. That's a lot of money that they could save. Um, yeah, those teams would win now, but if Cabrera is back, and I mean if he is actually back, is not crippled, then there's no reason to bring up Rosario. You want Rosario playing every day the minute he gets here. He needs as many at bats as possible. And this is the kind of thing we were thinking with Conforto. Is you have Cess, you have Grandy, and you have Bruce. Why do we need Conforto? Well, Cess is down, and Conforto's gotten the at bats. I was all in favor. If that outfield was remained the same, I would have sent Conforto out and let him get at bats. But he's shown that he can play here, and I think it's going to be the same thing with Rosario when he comes up. He is going to be a stud, but these things need to take time. And if Cabrera gets hurt again and he's out for several months or a couple months, I think Rosario's going to get the call, no matter what the date is. But there's no reason for the Mets to do it right now. Cabrera's coming back. You have Reyes, you have Flores, and you have Rivera, who also can play shortstop or third base. Maybe not as good as Rosario, but they're going to do the job and do it okay at least. Reyes is a natural shortstop. He was the up and coming shortstop in the 2000s, so he's plenty fun to play shortstop. And you have Flores, Rivera, who are both hitting pretty well. Anyway, kind of gone off on a tangent on that, but Rosario is going to come here this season at some point. If Cabrera gets hurt next week, he's going to be here next week. If he doesn't get hurt, I'm going to say probably a September call-up, maybe a June, July call-up. But you only need him here if he's going to play every day. So if you're going to maybe, I don't know what the Mets would do, probably trade Cabrera. Because you have all these utility players that can play. So I don't know. Unless Cabrera just gets hurt and it's out for a significant time, I really don't see Rosario playing. So anyway, going on to the game Friday, Rafael Montero didn't do very well. Threw, I believe, 3 1/3 or 3 2/3 innings, gave up 8 runs. Just did not look good. But the Mets came back, scored 8 runs. I believe 5 in that one at the 7th inning, and a couple before then. Just kind of the Mets offense carrying, and the bullpen doing very solid once again. So really, 3 straight days of very good bullpen outings. So this was a very good series for the bullpen, and Paul Sewald on Sunday really saved the bullpen. We have a very important series starting tomorrow night against the Giants that we have a chance to really take at least 2 out of 3 against the struggling Giants team, who also lost their ace in Madison Bumgarner. So they're just as hurting, if not, I wouldn't say almost hurting more, but they're pretty close to us. So next week, yeah. So now we're going to look at the NL East. All right, so looking at the NL East, once again, the Washington Nationals are firing on all cylinders. They're 21-9 right now. I believe they're playing right now, but assuming they win, even if not, they're going to be up 7 games to the Mets. I'm not too concerned. It's just everyone's hitting on all cylinders. Ryan Zimmerman is playing like Daniel Murphy in the World Series. I mean, he's hitting 400. He is just a beast out there. So once again, the Mets are in second place, a game ahead of the Marlins, who are 8 behind the Nationals, and then the Phillies right behind that. So really, it's a pretty close division, with the Braves being down 9. So really 2 behind the Mets. So, the NL East it's going to separate itself out eventually, but it's Philadelphia and Atlanta are scrappers, and they're gonna do a lot of damage to the NL East. And the Marlins are just annoying to us. I'm glad we took 2 out of 3. It was very important to take 2 out of 3. A sweep would have been nice, but As soon as I heard Harvey wasn't pitching, it wasn't going to happen. I knew we weren't going to win this game unless something magical happened in the offense. So now to get into the Harvey stuff. Gonna really not touch this too much, but Harvey, I was looking on Twitter. Nothing's officially yet, but it sounds like maybe he had a migraine or something. Didn't communicate it properly, and he received a 3-game suspension. Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. So a lot of people think he's going to be pitching Wednesday. Sounds like a very logical thing to do. You can skip Montero, and you won't have to have a spot start till the 16th. And the Mets have options, hopefully. I mean, Montero could pitch again. I don't think Wilkes is going to be pitching again. He just did not look good. I mean, the guy throws an 86-mile-an-hour fastball. It's not going to happen. Like, Montero was a little bit better, and it's not saying much. They did sign. I forget his name. I'll put him here. Here, I forget which side I'm pointing at. I'll put him here, but you can see. So looking at the probables, tomorrow against the Giants, DeGrom is going to face Matt Moore. This should be a very good victory for the Mets. This is kind of where I'm going to go over predicting the week and then going over the starters as well. So Jacob DeGrom is going to start Monday on the hill, and then Zach Wheeler. So DeGrom looked very good. He's had an okay outing his last time out, but he's had very solid outings. Zach Wheeler, very good pitcher. He's done a very good job. He just throws a lot of pitches. So he doesn't get a lot of innings, but this is kind of his year to get ready for the next couple of years. And I think he's going to look good next year. I really do. I think he's going to be a solid pitcher. And then once again, Wednesday, right now, Rafael Montero is listed, but I would think of a reason not to start Matt Harvey there. I mean, he is going to have an extra day's rest, which is good. I really don't see a reason why you would start Rafael Montero. Why don't you skip him, at least delay the damage until Lugo and Matt can get back at the end of the month. So maybe you only have to make 2 starts with a spot starter instead of 3. It makes a lot of sense. And then Robert Gonzalez is going to start Friday in Milwaukee. So the Mets get a day off Thursday. And then starters aren't listed Saturday and Sunday, so unknown of that yet. But they're going to play a 3-game series against the Giants here, and then play a 3-game series against the Brewers in Milwaukee. And thank God we can see different opponents. It was so boring to see the NL East. It's still fun, but I'm looking forward to seeing other opponents. Obviously, the Giants did a lot of gutter number last year in the wild card game, but I think the Mets are looking to do some revenge. It's going to be a fun series. So my predictions, I think we're going to take 2 out of 3 against the Giants, and I think we're going to take 2 out of 3 against the Brewers. Take a 4-2 week, not too bad. I think that's going to be the week. So anyway, guys, this has been Charles from Mets Rant doing your Mets weekly update. Make sure you guys comment down below for questions. I'll be answering questions in the next episode. If anyone leaves them at the end of every video. You can also follow me on Twitter at Mets_rant. And once again, subscribe to the channel. As always, helps. And of course, let's go Mets.